Okay. Battery ended up dying, so then me and Dad are hanging in the garage. And it's a GoPro battery. What the hell? You know, so me and Dad are hanging in the garage, talking, whatever, like I said. And I'm like, oh shit, you know, and I'm watching traffic and all that going by. And I'm looking down the road where that Nissan was. I'm like, oh shit, you know, and I seen this big ass white cloud of smoke. You know, which looked like, again, going this way, driving like a dumbass. Got you on camera driving like an idiot. And I'm like, oh shit. And Dad's like, what? I said, look at this, all this smoke. He's like, oh. And he's driving the car, and because he's, you know, getting he's running the throttle off the, I'm assuming that's fuel injected, you know, off the throttle body. And he's revving the car up higher and higher. You know, he's revving the car up higher and higher. And I could hear, I'm like, oh shit, that motor does not sound healthy. It sounds like, you know, I was thinking that motor doesn't sound sound that good. Because I could hear, I'm like, oh, there's a fucking rod knock. So that most likely means if there's rod knock, you know, if there's what sounds like rod knock, I mean, it could be a few different things, but you know, it could be rod knock, it could be lifter tick, which lifter tick I don't think we'd be able to hear all the way down at my house. I'm sorry, but they're not going to be. You gotta remember, they make mental note when they go one way. You know, when the garbage guys go one way. They'll look at the recycling, you know, garbage cans or recycling bins, whatever it may be. You know, whatever bin on the other side, like, okay, not dumping that one because it's overflowing or whatever. so they ain't gonna fill it and they're gonna put a ticket on it and they have to pay it because it's overflowing or whatever. Or maybe just, you know, if it's the first offense, it may be like a warning, or I don't know how that all works. We never had an issue. So then I was like, yeah, that motor needs to be redone. Morning. Good shit. You know. So then we ended up going to Rowers after that and bought another sweatshirt. Finally got the color I wanted. You know, because it's me, Dad, and Keegan. And Keegan's like, well, why didn't you buy the sweatshirt that you had the last time? Or that you're getting the last time, you know, the one that I just bought. I said it's because I had to have Mike, you know, the owner, Joe Rowers. Because I told him I had to have Mike order the sweatshirt, and I wasn't going to be picky because I was like, you know, I asked if he could get, you know, the white one in the size I was looking for. He's like, I could try, but I can't, you know, guarantee anything. I was like, okay. You know, I'm not gonna complain. You know, I'm not, you know, because I get along with Mike great. Yeah, the walk, you know, the path may be frozen over this morning, so I'm not gonna ride it. I mean, it looks fine. Hopping up on this side, on my left side. You know, it looks fine. But I'm not gonna push nothing because it's you know, because we're on a wet spot right now and it looks like it's frozen. Which it doesn't appear to be. You know, that's why I test, you know, why you seen me walking through here yesterday and you see me walking through here now. I'm not about to go and try to hunt down where those are going. Yeah, as ridiculous as this is gonna sound, yeah, see, like this spot over here, that looks to be frozen up by the building. As ridiculous as this is gonna sound, it'd be cool as fuck if that they're going to work, to my work, you know, and my work would be closed for the next 6 months, so I don't have to fucking work. You know, these closed to opens. You know, like Autumn's like, you want to go you know, to another store to help out, you know, being that we're gonna be closed. I was like, yeah, you know, I'll do it this time, but I'm gonna guarantee you I'm not staying with the company long. She's like, why? And I know my boss would be like, why? I was like, because the last time that we went through a fire or something like this, it took them almost 7 months to do this. She's like, yeah. And I didn't want to do go to the other stores because it was kind of hard for me to, get rides out there because, without having, my mom give me a ride, my dad give me a ride, because I didn't want to have to, fall on anybody from work. Because I'd have that guilty conscience that, if I had to do that,